This gentleman was discussed heavily on Saturday night. He has a lot going on in his life. Of course, he'll be competing very, very soon here against, I should say, UFC 227. He's one of the top fighters in the world in the UFC's light heavyweight division. The one and only Alexander Gustafsson joins us here on the hotline. Mr. Gustafsson, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just wrapping up the training workout there, so it's all good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I'm happy to be joined by you. I think this is the first time I've ever interviewed you, so it's a bit of a new thing for me. So let me just start here. You watched the fights on Saturday, I'm sure. You've seen them at some point, and I know you know what Daniel Cormier had to say. Let's start with his performance. What did you make of it?
He did great. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed by the way he finished it, how he won the fight, and yeah, I'm very impressed about the guy. He's doing great.
Did you expect Stipe to win?
I don't know. I didn't really have a prediction for that fight because I know it's a very tough fight to predict. But I had a feeling that DC is a tough guy, man. He's such a good athlete, and I even believe that he's better at heavyweight than light heavyweight. I think he's stronger. You know, he can eat. He can he doesn't have to stress about the weight. So I think he do even better in heavyweight. So I had a feeling that he would win the fight, but just the way he finished it, he made it look. I don't know. He made it look kind of. I don't know. Easy is maybe a wrong thing to say, but he did great.
How was his punching power when you faced him at light heavyweight?
No, he wasn't that bad. I don't remember him punching me that hard. I've been fighting guys that punch way harder, but he's a hard worker. He just keeps pressuring. He just keep throwing his punches and just working with his wrestling. He doesn't stop working in the fight. I think one of his biggest strengths.
All right, so then you saw his post-fight comments, I'm sure, afterward, where he said he wouldn't necessarily not fight you, but you had to do something, in his words, special. What did you make of that?
I don't know. I think it doesn't sound right when he says it like that. I know, I understand. I respect he looks for the big fights and the money fights, but the way he says it, that I have to do something spectacular, I think it's a bad word. I think it's a bad thing of him to say because I'm ranked number one, and I've been fighting everybody in the division. I've been winning, and I'm the number one guy. So I don't know. It's not up to him to say something like that.
Like, what would that even? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Yeah. No. I just feel like it's. I don't know what I mean by that. I've been fighting everybody, so I'm just waiting for an opportunity like everyone else, fighting for the belt, and he's up there now. He has the heavyweight belt. He has the light heavyweight belt. He's keeping the light heavyweight belt from himself. He doesn't want to let it go. I don't know what's going on. He has to make up his mind and decide whatever he's going to do. If he wants to come down, I'm just going to beat Volkan, and I'm up there, and I'm ready for him. Or either he should let that belt go and just give it to us so we have something to fight for, and then stay in heavyweight.
Yeah, here's what's interesting. You have this fight with Volkan Oezdemir, UFC 227, a very tough guy, very tough opponent. We'll talk about that in just a second. But beyond beating him, what is the spectacular or special thing that you could even do? You know what I mean?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Like he said, you had to do something special or spectacular to get a fight. And beating Volkan Oezdemir is not an automatic thing. It's hard to do. But I'm saying, other than winning that, what else could you do to get him to want to fight you?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's not up to him. He can't sit there on his chair and say stuff like that because I am the ranked number one guy. I've been working hard for it. I've been injured for 6 months. I'm coming back, and the division looks like it does. So that's why I haven't fought for a long time. But still, I beat everybody, and I'm up there. I'm ranked number one, and I'm there. It's I don't know. I don't know. Nah, and then we all know that he's not going to go down to 205 anyway. So he can just let that belt go, give it to us, so we can fight about it, fight for it now, and the show will just go on. You know, he's too heavy to go down heavy. He's too light heavy. I think he's going to, you know, he's a good heavyweight. He's going to stay in heavyweight. That's what I believe.
And by the way, just for clarification's sake, there's no way you would fight him at heavyweight, right? You would only fight him at light heavy?
Well, I just feel like I have so much to accomplish still in the light heavyweight division. So, you know, let's see what happens. I don't think he has that many fights in him anymore, you know. So, and I have plenty of fights in me. So, I'm not finished with the division. Maybe I'll go up one day. I don't know. But my focus is still on that belt in my division.
And by the way, like, do you think that they should create an interim title if he decides that by, you know, well, I guess by March they would just he would be retired. But do you think there's a case if you beat Volkan to have an interim title fight after that with somebody else besides Daniel?
I don't know, man. They should do this fight for an interim title. They should do this fight for an interim title, and you know, whatever DC makes up his mind, and if he wants to come down, let's fight for the real title. But they should make this fight as interim title for me and Volkan. That's the number one guy, number two guy fighting for each other. It can't be bigger than that in that division.
By the way, who are your top three fighters of all time, Alexander?
Well, the top three, top four, I don't know. You know, I like all the champions, but you know, one person to me is Federer and Emelianenko. I watched him fight when I was young. I like the old legends. I like Crow Cup. I like those guys. But you know, you have those great champions like GSP and Anderson Silva and those guys too. I look up to. So I got a couple of guys.
All right, fair enough. Now let's talk about your fight coming up here against Volkan Oezdemir. Before we talk about Volkan specifically, you know, this is your first fight here in 2018. Has it been frustrating sitting on the shelf all this time?
Yeah, super frustrating because I was injured for 6 months. In August last year, I injured myself and I've been injured. So I've been training hard since January, February. And just staying busy. So we've just been looking for fights and an opportunity here, and finally we got something that makes sense, and here we are. So I'm super excited. I'm really motivated to go in there in a month and show that, you know, I am the best guy out there in my division.
Has the time off been good in the sense that while you weren't actively competing and maybe that was something that you wanted to do, you have been able to get all the extra rounds of training, all the extra rounds of drilling, all the time to work on your craft so that by the time August comes around, you can show that not merely that you have been good, but that you've got maybe new tools?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been working my ass off, and I just feel more prepared than ever. A lot of skills, new skills I'm working on. I'm feeling overall as a better fighter, and you know, I got my condition, my strength is there, and I just want to go in there and show the world that I'm the best, you know. And there is no free time or holiday here. We've just been working every day.
It sounds like you feel like the world has forgotten. Do you think the world's forgotten?
No, I don't think so. I felt like, you know, I did a great performance against Glover, even if it's quite a while ago. I still feel that I've been still in there, and you know. But at the end of the day, I don't care. You know, I don't care. I just do my thing every day, and I'm looking for the next fight. And here I am fighting Volkan, so I'm super excited.
Has the UFC said anything to you about this fight and what it means for the division?
No, nothing. It looks like they see it as a regular, normal fight, a three-round fight. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, nevertheless, it's still, as you mentioned, the top guys in the division. Let's talk about the fight itself for just a second. His biggest threat is what? Early, he's got great hand speed?
Yeah, and he got some power, you know. People have been doubting him before, coming in hard, and he shocks people with his power. So, you know, he's a good fighter. I respect him, and he's all about winning, you know. Not like DC says, I'm going to do spectacular or whatever he says. I'm here to win, nothing less, nothing more. I'm just going to keep to my game plan and work him out. I will win the fight, though. on decision. If I finish him, submission, knockout, let's see what happens. But I will win the fight.
Yeah, this is sort of the interesting position that you're in. The rest of the world wants to see something spectacular, but rationally speaking, the best thing you can do for yourself is get the win, and that may come spectacularly, but it may come after a hard-fought 3-round decision. There's really not much you can do in terms of that, right?
No, exactly, and I don't think the world wants to see something spectacular. It's just DC in his head. He doesn't want to fight me. He doesn't want to fight me at all. That's why he said stuff like that. He may be fighting me because if I do something spectacular, he doesn't fight me. At the end of the day, he doesn't want to fight me. And I don't think it's going to come down to light heavy. Anyway, I just feel like like you said, I just want to fight. Doesn't matter if it's a hard decision or if an easy knockout or submission. Now, Volkan is a tough guy, and I'm prepared for the worst. The best Volkan there is, and I'm prepared for the worst in the fight. So I'll be ready.
What do you make of his troubles? And these are all alleged issues. He's not been convicted of anything, but all of these issues outside of the cage that Volkan has been facing.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. I'm not updated there. I just looking at an opponent right now. What's his weaknesses and his strength? That's what I'm focused on.
Do you watch tape?
Yeah, I do.
How much tape?
Exactly what Volkan is. A lot. I watch a lot, and I don't try to focus too much on it. But I want to know how I'm fighting, and I want to know what he's good at, what his weaknesses are. But and still he maybe has some new skills. He's probably he knows who I am, so he's probably gonna think he has an answer for me. So it's all about coming down to have a good strategy and have the conditioning for it.
How often do you want to compete in 2018? You've got this fight in August. That leaves you a few months at the end of the year, a little more than that, actually. Are you looking to get another fight in?
Yeah, of course. I want to fight too. I want to, if this goes very well, I just want to have another fight. I just want to stay busy. It's been too long this now. I've been sitting and waiting for a fight. I have to be more active, and that's my mission right now, and just win my fights and stay active and show guys like DC that they can't avoid me. They have to fight me.
By the way, what happened with the proposed Rockhold and even Romero fights? Why did they fall through?
I think they had some injuries. I think they had some injuries. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on there. I think they had some injuries.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
The interesting thing is, you've been out there really active on social media for a time, understandably, right? Looking for a fight, trying to get a fight, trying to get back in there. In the end, do you think that stuff works with UFC management?
I don't know. I can't do more than I do, and I think you have to be even if you don't fight, you still have to be on the social media. You need to do some type of statement from time to time, but at the end they're still the UFC that decides if you're fighting or not. So but you have to do some statement from time to time. And that's something that I've been working on now and trying to get something good, and I got what I wanted, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah,
about to say, are you glad you're coming back to a 3-round fight as opposed to a 5, given the layoff?
No, it doesn't matter. I got my conditioning. I don't doubt my conditioning for a second. I can do a title fight if that was the case. I always train for a title fight. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-rounder or 5-rounder. I always train for a 5-round fight.
I see. So the big consideration for you is that he's ranked so highly.
He's ranked, yeah. Volkan it's not one you can just look past. You have to see him serious. You have to treat him as he's a world champion. You have to see the guys like they're the best ever, and that's how I see Volkan. He's super dangerous, and I see some clear weaknesses that he have, but he has still power. He knocks people out, and that's making him very dangerous.
And for folks who may say, well, this fight, you're taking it on short notice, your point, as you made earlier, you've been training hardcore since January, so you're actually over-prepared, perhaps, for this opportunity here at the beginning of next month.
I make sure I have some balance in my body. It's always, you have to. It's always about like getting like, listen to your body a little bit and keep that balance in your body so you don't get overtrained either. And then you keep your motivation and stuff like that. So I'm going to peak at the right time. It doesn't matter if it's I'm ready. The time is not a factor in this case.
By the way, how do you tolerate traveling from Sweden all the way over to the other side of America, LA? That's a long trip, man.
I know. This is not a problem. I'm just going to be there in time to get used to the time change and all that. But I'll be ready. Doesn't matter if I fly in like the day off, the day before the fight. I'll still be ready. So I'm just coming out there to train a little bit and feel the weather a little bit and enjoy getting ready for the fight.
Very quickly, a couple more questions for you. I really appreciate your time. By the way, I'll get to it in just a second. The fight, if it goes your way in August, we talked about being active on social media. Do you plan to continue that to get the DC fight? Are you going to let it come to you? Or are you going to focus on, like, what's the plan after that if things go well for you on August 4th to get an opportunity to fight for a title?
No, like I said, it's all up to him, man. He can't sit there on his throne and decide who's going to fight or not, or who's not going to fight in the light heavyweight division. He better let that belt go then, if he doesn't want to come down, because I want that belt. That's all I'm focusing on after the Volkan fight. So he has to make a decision. Either he fights me or he let the belt go. That's the only thing I say. He can't sit on his throne and make it and decide who's fighting or not. No, he's a great fighter. He's a double champ, and all credit to this team, man. That guy is an inspiration for real. But he can't sit there and say stuff like that. I'll beat Volkan. When I beat Volkan, I'll be ranked number one guy, and the next fight is for the belt. That's it.
Fair enough. Before we let you go, Alex, I'm told you have a Instagram page for your dogs. Is that right?
Yeah. That's right.
Your dogs' names are Ghostface and Sativa?
Yes.
So let me see if I got this right. You named your dogs for a rapper and marijuana?
To be honest with you, I picked them both up in Amsterdam, so I don't know what that
says. I think I know exactly what that says. These are great names. Why are you into pit bulls in particular?
No, I love them, man. The best family dogs. I love them. They're in the family, and they just go so well with my daughter and family and friends, and they're a big part of the family. They're around us all the time, and they're just so calm and so trustworthy.
That's hilarious. All right, well, I'll tell you what, Alexander, it's been a real thrill to get you on the show. Good luck with the rest of the training. Have fun with your fight in Los Angeles. Safe travels. And thank you so much for spending some time with us here on the show today. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
All right. There he goes.